This is going to be an interesting venture, my friends. Take a look. There is no shift lever and there's no clutch lever. It's missing. Well, the Africa Twin's all pretty now, all washed up and ready to get returned back to Honda. Here we find ourselves on Torrance Boulevard here in Torrance, California. Heading towards American Honda so I can turn this Africa Twin that I've been on for about 3 months back in. The new bike will not have a clutch lever and will not have a shift lever. Instead, it will have Honda's proprietary DCT transmission. It's a dual clutch transmission, and basically what that means is there is going to be a separate clutch for the odd number gears and a separate clutch for the even number gears. So when you're in first gear, second gear is already spooled up and ready, boom, just to slide right in. When you're in second gear, third gear is already spooled up, ready to boom, slide right in. It's an automatic transmission. There is the capability with the paddle shifter over here on the left hand side to be able to shift up and down between the gears. So it'll be really interesting to see how that transmission or how that process functions in some of the different terrains that I've already taken this bike, and this bike has been phenomenal. This is the Africa Twin Adventure Sports model. It is a phenomenal machine. If you're looking to get an adventure bike and you don't want to pay the price of BMW or KTM and you want something that is 100% able to do everything that those other bikes do, this is definitely a bike to take a look at. This bike's been flawless. This facility is huge, absolutely huge. So this is Honda North America. So this is the automotive department as well as the motorcycle or power sports department. This building over here to the left is where we're going to be going. At the very end is where all the Supercross guys get set up at. Last time we were here, the Supercross guys were in between a couple races, just getting ready to head out, so they were busy loading up the trucks. That was super cool to watch. So take a look at these Talons. I bet these Talons are the same Talons that I was riding a couple weeks ago. Well, here's the old trusty that I've been on for about 3 months now, about 3,000 miles. We've taken this thing just about everywhere that you'd want to take a motorcycle. Today we're picking up the DCT version. So this is going to be completely automatic. I am going to be able to downshift with this paddle right here and upshift with this paddle right here, but it's going to be interesting. So here they are side by side, Africa Twin Adventure Sport model right here, and this is going to be the DCT version of the standard Africa Twin, CRF1000L. It's going to be really cool to see this bike and how this motor functions as compared to the shiftable version. Anyway, without further ado, let me get on this guy, get on the road, and start this test. So we're in neutral, start button. So it was confirmed. Those are the Talons that we were riding at the Talon launch a couple weeks ago. Pretty cool. So if I click this into D, I'm now in drive mode. It's going to be just your standard traditional drive. If I hold this, we get S1, S2, and S3. S3 is the most powerful of the three modes. So weird not having a clutch over here. God, so weird. Whoa. Oh man. Having the bike just automatically shift up and shift down is such a strange feeling. Oh. Dude, I keep wanting to shift down into first gear. It's gonna take a bit to get used to, my friends. I gotta tell you, it's gonna take a bit to get used to. Oh, oops. Just accidentally hit the downshift button. Adjust these mirrors. alright, it's only been 10 minutes, but the most fun thing I've had in this DCT so far is if I'm cruising 65 miles an hour, I'd automatically already be in 6th gear for sure. The neat thing here though is if I just grab a handful of throttle, it's going to downshift me into 3rd and shoot me forward. It's pretty cool. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As you can see, the Africa Twin changed color overnight. It's now red, white, and black. And the other thing it's missing is a clutch lever. Somebody stole it. No, it's crazy. I'm riding the DCT version. There's no shift pedal either. So hard to come up at stoplights and not like reach for the shifter to shift it down. It feels so weird. Anyway, I rode the bike home in several different modes trying to get used to it, and I gotta tell you, it is a really, really weird transition. For some reason, sitting inside the Talon a couple weeks ago with the same type of transmission felt really natural. Bah, 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 hammering through the desert and hammering through the sand dunes and whatever have you on a side-by-side. On a motorcycle, it feels so unnatural. Not being able to grab a clutch and rev up the motor or downshifting when I'm getting to, it's just really a weird feeling. Really weird. Now, to downshift, I literally just downshifted. Just downshifted again. 3rd gear, boom. And then I can manually upshift by reaching over and hitting this upshift lever. It's really cool, but it's super hard to get used to. Now this is day 2 on this motorcycle. I've got this bike for about 6 weeks. So if you have any questions about the DCT transmission, kind of how it functions, what it does, where and when, leave a comment below and I will be happy to answer any of those questions for you. I'll even come out to the bike and basically give you a demonstration showing you what it does and why it does it. So right here you have power mode, you have engine braking mode, and you have traction control. So power level 1 is the most powerful, 2 is a little weaker, and 3 is a little weaker after that. Engine braking is the same. So the higher the engine braking level is, the more force it's going to put into engine braking. And then you've got traction control, 1 being, well, 0 being none, and 1 being least. Oops. I just downshifted a gear instead of turning my turn signal indicator on. Probably not good, but the extra power was nice, I'm not going to lie. So power, we got power levels, we have engine braking, and we have traction control. 1 being the least, and 9 being the most traction control. Now you can also cycle through the modes. Not while I'm riding. But there's user mode, there's touring mode, there's gravel mode, and those different modes will change these settings here. Now you can go in and manually modify those as well. So you can basically have those 3 presets that you can have whenever you get on the bike. That is super, super helpful, and it's just a push of a button and all your settings can change. It's pretty neat. Disengaging ABS works the same exact way as the Adventure Sport model I was on, and this button here is interesting. This is a new button for me. This is gravel. So if you want to be able to have all your traction control settings and power settings and all of that stuff set, but you pull into gravel and you want to be able to steer with the back end a little bit, you simply reach down, hit this gravel road button, and that's going to allow you to break loose a little bit in the rear and steer in the rear. That's going to be a pretty cool function as well. So now I'm in drive mode. So in drive mode, it's basically your basic automatic transmission. It's going to shift up nice and smooth. The shifts are going to be very synchronized. They're not going to be really harsh. And it's going to shift up a lot quicker than it does in the other modes, I should say. So the next mode, let me hold this down a little bit, is going to be Sport Mode 1. It's going to be Sport with 1 dash at the bottom. Next mode is going to be, oops, if I hold that down for a little bit longer, maybe I can't go one of those while I'm driving. So while riding, I can change from drive to whatever sport mode that I had previously selected. So Sport Mode 1. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a rainy Southern California day. It's not the kind of rain you guys get in the Midwest, but it's water here, and that classifies as rain. And if you're riding in wet weather and you're a noob, you really need to understand that you do never, ever want to ride in the center of the road. The reason for that is the oil from the cars drip down onto that part of the road, and there accumulates this slick spot. So just stay out of there. Just try to stay into the actual tire tracks of the cars in front of you, and you'll find the best traction possible. Give it a little squeegee out there.
Again, it's not torrential downpours, it's just a little bit of sprinkle here on the road, but the road does have moisture on it, and that moisture does typically lead to slippage. Alright, we're back to that 60-65 miles an hour, cruising in 6th gear. Take a look at the aggressive shift pattern of Sport Mode 2. When I grab a handful of throttle, ready? And if I come up to a section like this and I want to downshift, boom, I just hit the little minus button there. Now I'm down in the 3rd gear. Now we're still in automatic mode. Thank you very much, sir. I love travelers that use their mirrors and look for motorcycles. It's so nice. And the ones that use their turn signals. It's great too. Anyway, in automatic mode, it shifts for you. For example, right there, I downshifted into 3rd. So I'll go back down into 3rd again. I'm gonna run here for a second, and it's gonna be like, all right, you want to be in 3rd? That's fine. But at some point, when it thinks it needs to be in 4th, it's going to go on ahead and automatically shift it into 4th, even though we're doing, what, 3,800 RPMs or so. Now, if I had this in manual mode, so now it's completely dictated on what I do, unless it's going to, like, I don't know, ruin the motorcycle or going to want to stall out. So now I can even take it to 2nd gear. Now I'm running the red limit, and it's not going to shift itself. It's not going to change. It's just going to bounce off the rev limiter. Pretty cool. So now I can shift it into 3rd and basically do the same thing. Right there, I hit the rev limiter. Back off again. You literally have 100% control. I can shift up through the gears. I'm now in 6th. Downshift a couple. Make this pass. Boom. Up and oops. Now I'm messing with traction control. The traction control button and the shifter button are pretty close to each other. Now I can just cruise up into 6th gear, ready to roll. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of action coming up here shortly of things that I did on the Adventure Sport standard transmission, and then I'm going to compare that to how the standard CRF1000L in the DCT version handles that same terrain or that same type of situation. That's all I got for you today. I'm Kyle Bradshaw. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you liked anything you saw today, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate the support. And if you want more action like this coming directly to your inbox, hit that subscribe button. And more importantly, the notification bell so you can be part of the notification squad. Until next time, take care and ride safe. So fun. So I come into this corner, downshift. We're in 2nd gear, come in here, and we're just gonna grab a handful. Automatically downshifts. Boom, boom. Let's go traction control number 2. I already had a problem with looping one of these things. There we go. Look at that. It has shifted into 2nd gear. That's pretty cool. Alright, here we go. There's a little wheelie. Dude, I'm reaching for the shifter. Got a downshift. Man, it's such a weird feeling. And no clutch. And it just runs. I don't know. The jury's still out, but this could be a game changer. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, my first full day really riding the bike. I rode it home yesterday, kind of played with it, but now I'm a little bit more familiar with how the controls work and how the transmission works and how the different modes work. Man, such a different way to ride a motorcycle. But it's, dude, it does wheelies. It's supposed to be amazing on gravel roads and even off-road, but on these street tires, it's going to be tough. So I'm going to do my tire test. I'm going to put some knobby tires on it, and then we're going to see how she does. Now, if you want to make sure it doesn't roll anywhere or anything like that, you got this brake over here, kind of like an ATV style brake. You simply set the brake like that, and then you just pull it in to kick it off. Anyway, it's Africa Twin DCT version of the CRF1000L. Stay tuned for more action on this little guy right here.